The Walt Disney World Resort is planning on debuting a variety of new things this year in 2026 as the year progresses forward. From major attraction reopenings over at the Magic Kingdom to quality of life enhancements happening over at Epcot, there's lots to look forward to happening at the parks. However, one Walt Disney World theme park is slated to arguably be getting the most attention in 2026, with that being Disney's Hollywood Studios. Following the trends already underway at the Magic Kingdom, Disney's Hollywood Studios is expected to receive some major attraction changes this upcoming summer at both Rock and Rollercoaster on Sunset Boulevard and Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. With all that being said, let's take a look at what exactly these two new attraction updates will entail coming later this year to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Beginning today's video, let's start by heading over to the back corner of Sunset Boulevard to arguably Walt Disney World's most thrilling attraction, Rock and Rollercoaster. In case you weren't aware, Rock and Rollercoaster starring Aerosmith won't be starring the iconic rock band much longer, as the attraction is set to get rethemed to the Muppets. More specifically, while the coaster will be keeping its name and overarching theme of rock and roll, the Electric Mayhem will be moving into the iconic coaster venue as they take over the G-Force Records label. In fact, back in August, Disney shared some brand new details with us about this attraction retheme, including an extensive backstory. Quote, "The Electric Mayhem are headlining their biggest Hollywood concert ever. Except there's just one little problem. The band is nowhere to be found. Across town at G-Force Records, we're treated to a VIP tour of the legendary rock and roll recording studio. Things might look a little different around this Hollywood institution, as the label has recently come under new management, the Muppets. With your VIP passes, you'll be welcomed inside the recording studio, where you'll find the Electric Mayhem are cranking out some seriously rocking tunes. Along with the finest Penguin audio engineers, we'll see Scooter doing his best to convince Dr. Teeth and his band to stop jamming and get to their increasingly restless fans. But will it be enough to get the band across the town and on stage in time? With the help from our friends at Muppet Labs and a very fast limousine, we'll take a twisting, turning, and screamingly fun road trip across Hollywood to reach the concert in time, passing by iconic scenery and landmarks of Tinseltown that will feature a Muppet twist." End quote. So, as you can see, based on these new story details, I'm going to err on the side of cautious optimism for this retheme. I was originally pretty skeptical about this decision to reimagine the coaster from the start, and honestly, I still am to an extent. However, I will say that these new story details and concept art actually make me feel a little bit better about this reimagining. I think the new pre-show looks like a lot of fun, and the new psychedelic paint pattern on the front of the guitar outside looks pretty good. I'm also glad to see that Disney is keeping a lot of the original Rock and Rollercoaster elements intact, like the G-Force Records label and the iconic guitar on the exterior. If you look closely, one of my favorite little details is that one of the piano keys at the base of the guitar is painted gold as a nod to the Electric Mayhem band leader, Dr. Teeth. I also appreciate the simple fact that Disney has decided to keep the Rock and Rollercoaster name and not change it to something else. Now, obviously, construction still has yet to begin on this attraction retheme, but at the time of recording this, that date is only mere days away. Rock and Rollercoaster starring Aerosmith will have its final day of operation on Sunday, March 1st, before permanently closing the next day on Monday, March 2nd. And to be fair, it is worth mentioning that Disney has already shut down the pre-show for the attraction, which has been closed since early December. This decision was made so Imagineers could begin early preparations for the future pre-show, which is arguably going to be the most extensive part of this project. While I'm discussing this, it's important to note that all of the work Disney is doing is certainly evident of being a true retheme, and not an entirely new attraction. Disney isn't switching up the roller coaster track or even changing the overarching name of the attraction, as majority of what this reimagining will entail is along the lines of simple cosmetic updates to the interior and exterior. Like I said before, the pre-show is slated to be the biggest change of all, so you could argue that in a way, work on this retheme has already begun. With all that being said, it's also safe to assume that work itself should not take very long, and you'd be correct. In fact, Disney has already provided us with a pretty ambitious time frame for when the attraction reimagining will be complete, which is slated for sometime this summer. Now granted, we don't know exactly when during the summer, but the leading rumor is that sometime in June or July is most likely. Regardless, a summer 2026 opening means that Disney is only giving themselves about 4 to 5 months to complete this retheme, and given Disney's current track record of past projects, this is extremely ambitious, even for a seemingly easy retheme like this. However, Rock and Roller Coaster does have a very high hourly ride capacity, so at the same time, it does make sense for Disney wanting to make the attraction's downtime as short as possible. Now, as far as my thoughts go regarding this change, this is another change that I think I'm honestly okay with. It's been rumored for years that Rock and Roller Coaster would soon lose its Aerosmith branding, and the Muppets have actually been a long-standing contender for this retheme. Considering Disney's Hollywood Studios has been devoid of the Muppets for almost a year at this point, I think this is a fun and unique way to introduce their presence back into the park. Now, thematically speaking, I don't think the Muppets quite fit on Sunset Boulevard itself, but Rock and Roller Coaster is located far enough in the corner of the park that I can see past it, and I don't think the Muppets will clash too heavily with their surrounding environment. I don't think this retheme will be perfect, but similar to Dinosaur and Dinoland over at Disney's Animal Kingdom, I genuinely do think it's time for something new to go into this space, and I'd love to hear some of your thoughts in the comments below. Either way, you have less than 1 week remaining to continue to rock out with Steven Tyler and the rest of the Aerosmith band before the Muppets take over later this year in the summer. For our second and final attraction update in today's video, heading over to the complete opposite corner of the park to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, we have an update that doesn't necessarily retheme an already existing attraction, but rather significantly expands on it. Back at the D23 Expo in August of 2024, Disney shared that brand new missions would be coming soon to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, featuring the popular characters of the Mandalorian and Grogu. The new missions are slated to debut on Friday, May 22nd of this year, which also happens to be the same day that the new film, The Mandalorian and Grogu, debuts in theaters. Ever since my last time talking about this update, we haven't really received any new details in addition to what we already know, so I'll just give you a quick refresher. According to Disney, for the first time ever, the crew will be in control of their own destination, leading to potential adventures on Bespin, Tatooine, Endor, or Coruscant. Another new gameplay addition will allow the engineer positions to communicate directly with Grogu during the mission, leading to some fun dialogue interactions. As you can probably tell, the addition of these new missions is shaping up to be no ordinary update, helping expand both the story of the attraction and the roles of the crew members. Given all the details we've heard so far, I am very excited to see lots of new life eventually brought into this attraction here at the park, and it looks like it's shaping up to be quite the update. And considering all the details Disney has already provided us so far, there's not really much that we don't know at this point. I guess my only question is that it still remains unclear if Smuggler's Run will have to temporarily close for a brief refurbishment before these new missions can debut come May, but I'm not entirely sure. If the attraction does have to quickly close, I don't expect that it will be for very long. If anything, we're probably looking at no more than a week of downtime as Imagineers test out the playability of the new missions. As a brief reminder, these new missions are also slated to debut at Disneyland as well on the same day, so both coasts will be able to experience a refreshed ride experience. Let me know how you feel about the addition of this upcoming update in the comments below. But that's all for now in today's news update at Disney's Hollywood Studios, where we discuss 2 new attraction updates coming to the park in 2026. Be on the lookout for a final farewell video of Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith coming your way very shortly, as well as even more news updates regarding the various other projects happening throughout the park as well. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for even more updates like this one. Be sure to also visit the It's a Small Vlog website and Instagram page as well. You can find the links to both down below in the description. That's all for now from It's a Small Vlog. My name is Bobby, and with all that out of the way, have a magical day, everyone.